less peace.
It's time to bring you the evening news right here on DBS, the nation station. Next time you hear my voice will be for the announcements at 6:30. Don't forget, 7 o'clock tonight, Standards in the Spotlight makes a return to DBS Radio.
Fair and balanced, unbiased and clear, concise and accurate. This is the DBS Evening News. Here now is your presenter with the headlines.
In the headlines, a double murder accused, Jonathan Larrea, is to return to court later this week as the High Court decides whether his bail conditions should be varied. In the news from the region, Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce calls for continued state of emergency. And internationally, Palestinian officials says the Gaza ceasefire deals are being finalized. The details of these stories and more coming up next.
Here's a fun fact. In just 29 seconds, you can say goodbye to paper bills forever. Seriously, in 29 seconds. That's less time than this ad. Head over to discoverflow.co or visit us in-store and update your contact information now. By October 1st, your bills will be digital, easy to access, secure, and hassle-free. So what are you waiting for? This ad still has 2 seconds left, and you could have already gone paperless.
DBS News.
And welcome back. First off, a double murder accused, Jonathan Larrea, is to return to court later this week as the High Court decides whether his bail conditions should be varied. Larrea appeared in court again today asking the court to vary his bail conditions to enable him to travel on medical grounds. Queen's Counsel's Thomas Astafan is leading the case on behalf of the state.
What I can say is that the judge has adjourned the matter to either Wednesday, Thursday or Friday of this week. The application to vary bail, that has been adjourned to Wednesday, Thursday or Friday. Well, an application was made for the terms and conditions of bail that have been granted to be changed. Basically, that's it.
I would think that the prosecution is opposing this very strongly.
Well, opposing it wholeheartedly. But the court office will let us know because it has to do with the availability of the lead counsel for the accused person, him being available because he appears before the Court of Appeal in Barbados on Wednesday. So we're trying to accommodate him whether Thursday or Friday.
So as you said, it's one that the prosecution is looking at very closely and you all will do whatever.
One that we have indicated our opposition to.
Any final words to the people of Dominica who are still concerned that this matter is still a very contentious one? Any words to the Dominican people?
Have faith, be patient, all will be well. Ultimately, justice will be served one way or the next.
And that was the Queen's Counsel Thomas Astafan. And the residents of Soufriere protested outside the court calling for bail not to be granted to the accused Jonathan Larrea.
No bail for Jonathan! No bail! No bail for Jonathan! No bail for Jonathan! No bail! No bail for Jonathan is no bail! No bail for Jonathan is no bail! No bail for Jonathan! No bail! No bail for Jonathan! No bail! Hear the voice of the people of Soufriere, Scotland and Gallio. No bail for Jonathan! No bail! No bail for Jonathan is no bail! No bail!
DBS News also spoke to residents of Soufriere after the accused Jonathan Larrea was driven back to Stoke Farm Prison at the end of today's court proceedings.
If Jonathan got bail, all the prisoners that are up there that are remanded for murder have to get bail too. If this man go away, he's not going to come back. He's not going to come back.
Well, what I have to say, I want justice for Daniel and Dominic. No bail for Jonathan, because if Jonathan gets bail, we are a fight in the Soufriere constituency. No bail for Jonathan. Jonathan has to stay inside the prison and face what he did. No bail.
Well, the only comment I can give right now there, the way they're protecting Jonathan and saying Jonathan sick, Jonathan is not a sick man. And Jonathan getting all the cut there and smiling to everybody and saying, nah, we need justice for that man. We need justice in Dominica for that.
To protest so that Jonathan will not get bail. We are afraid
of our lives in Soufriere.
Of my village and the communities by extension, especially the school children, we are scared. Jonathan is a dangerous man, and we will never be at peace or at rest as long as we know he's out.
Well, we're here to support the No Bail movement for Jonathan Laurier. As you know, he's alleged murderer of our owners at the resort that we work. And it's been a while since this man is putting in bail applications and people are not hearing about it. There's a lot of hidden work going on with Jonathan behind the scenes, and we decided that today we're standing very loud and we're making it known that we're not in support of him receiving bail. This man is very dangerous to the community. We know of things that he's done to Soufriere people, so enough is enough. So we're standing up today.
Well, I'm supporting our company. I'm making sure I let my name known that Jonathan cannot get bail in Dominica. The same way I can't go America and commit crimes, he cannot come Dominica and commit crimes and get free feet. No, it's time for it to end.
And that was some of the voices of residents of Soufriere outside the High Court in Roseau. And 8 major agricultural infrastructure projects have been completed under the Emergency Agricultural Livelihoods and Climate Resilience Project. Minister of Agriculture Roland Roy made these remarks whilst evaluating the project's success this morning. The Emergency Agricultural Livelihoods and Climate Resilience Project was launched after Hurricane Maria to help restore the livelihoods of farmers and fishermen affected by the storm.
As of January 2024, the project has expended 70% of its revised budget of US $36.6 million, which is EC $98.8 million. Achievement under this project are both numerous and impactful. Through the distribution of inputs to 3,714 farmers, over 400 acres of farmland have been restored. Livestock farming has also seen tremendous support, with building material provided for over 120 structures, benefiting a wide range of farmers and supporting the local economy. Further achievements include the completion of 8 major agricultural infrastructure projects, such as the Northeast Agricultural Extension Office, the Salisbury Irrigation System, and a tissue culture hardening facility at 1 Mile. Contracts valued at EC $14.1 million have been secured for the rehabilitation of the National Abattoir and the Six-Shores Certification Facility. Capacity building initiatives have also empowered extension officers with UE certified training and IT support, enhancing service delivery to farmers. I also want to emphasize that this agricultural livelihoods project is more than a recovery program. It is a blueprint for developing a sustainable agricultural sector. Addressing immediate needs and laying the groundwork for long-term resilience paves the way for Dominica's agricultural sector to contribute EC $700 million to GDP by 2030.
And that was the Minister for Agriculture, Roland Roy. And travelers are advised to be cautious and avoid unauthorized websites offering immigration or travel assistance for the government of Dominica. Government Press Secretary Dion Durand-Smith says there is only one official platform for online immigration and customs declarations cards. The secure and free government-managed website ensures accurate processing of travelers' information in line with Dominica's regulations.
The government of the Commonwealth of Dominica wishes to inform the general public, especially travelers, that the only authorized platform for completing the online immigration and customs declaration card is its official website, edcard.dominica.gov.dm. This secure and free government-managed website ensures the accurate processing of travelers' information in line with Dominica's immigration and customs regulations. It is also important to note that the government does not charge any fees for completing the online ED forms. Travelers are advised to exercise caution and avoid using unauthorized websites or services that claim to facilitate immigration or travel processes on behalf of the government of Dominica. Such platforms may spread misinformation and cause delays in processing travel documentation. The government of Dominica reaffirms its commitment to providing efficient and secure services for all travelers. For further information or assistance, the public is encouraged to contact the Ministry of National Security and Home Affairs at 1767 266-3289 or the Discover Dominica Authority Concierge Office at 1-767-275-7263 or 1-767-275-7298. The government of Dominica appreciates the public's cooperation in maintaining the integrity of its immigration procedures.
And that was Government Press Secretary Dion Duran-Smith. And consultant engineer Kendall Johnson has expressed satisfaction with the ongoing progress of the East Coast Road project. Johnson's remarks came during a press conference this morning. He provided insights into the works completed thus far.
So Lot 1, excavation, road widening 100%, retaining walls complete, culverts are complete, and so the rough pavement, surfacing, and the bridges and the bus stops. The guardrails are expected to commence this week, as well as the installation of signage. Our assessment puts the overall completion at 95%. Similarly, for Lot 2, that is Cassibus to Hatton Garden via Kalinago, excavation is at 100%, retaining walls, we have 97%, culverts 98%, road pavement 95%. The drains are almost done, and asphalt concrete surfacing 94%. We have done 2 of the 3 bridges. The only major one remaining is the Pegwa Bridge. 8 of the 15 bus stops have been done, and the guardrails and signage are at a similar stage to Lot 1. They should commence shortly. The overall completion for that lot is about 88%. We're looking at trying to complete Pegwa, which is the major outstanding civil works, by the end of June this year.
And that was consultant engineer for the East Coast Road Project, Kendall Johnson. The East Coast Road Project is being undertaken by the Disaster Vulnerability Reduction Project and funded by the World Bank. It involves the rehabilitation of 43.3 kilometers of road stretching from Bois Diab to Hatton Garden. Meantime, Johnson says government approved several changes to enhance the road infrastructure.
Some of the main scope changes included, number 1, drainage culverts. So initially, the contract looked at the installation of 3-foot diameter culverts. However, government subsequently approved increasing the sizes from 3-foot diameter to 4-foot by 4-foot box culverts. And that change was necessary to improve the performance of those structures during high rainfall and also for easier maintenance. Number 2, improving the pavement structure for significant lengths of road. So during the road widening process, quite a bit of poor soils not picked up during initial design were encountered, and so additional excavation had to be done to remove those poor soils and then replace it with proper stronger soils or tarish. Retaining walls. Due to changing site conditions, longer and taller walls had to be built. Bear in mind that the consultancy for the design works were done in 2017-2018. A total of 50 walls had to be built versus 40 in the contract. Roadside drains. Significant lengths of additional drains had to be constructed simply to contain the runoff from high rainfall events. Some portions of the road pavement had to be replaced with French-type drains. Upgrading of the portable water network. Significant work was undertaken by the WASCO in installing new pipelines from Siniku to Antrizzo.
Johnson says the project is nearing its completion stage despite the challenges it has encountered over the years.
A combination of new land developments and new access roads impacted the project negatively by discharging runoff into drains that were not designed to contain such additional flows. And so the designs had to be adjusted to meet the project overall objectives. The COVID epidemic of 2020 didn't help. That again negatively impacted the mobilization of supervision and other personnel. The consequential high cost of shipping and shipping delays played a significant role in those project delays as well. Notwithstanding all of the above, all is not lost. I think we are at the end of we are at a stage where the end of the project is in sight. I just ask for a little bit of more patience as these final stages. I'm sure we'll be all proud of that end product.
And that was consultant engineer on the East Coast Road Project, Kendall Johnson. And facilities manager at the Dominica State College, Daryl Ito, says enhanced security measures have been implemented following the completion of a new roadside fence at the upper campus. The project, measuring 300 feet in length, was made possible through contributions from Argos Cement, Carib Sand and Stone, the Do It Center, and E.H. Charles and Company Limited. Ito says this was a long-awaited project.
The maintenance team at the Dominica State College have completed over 300 feet of fencing. The most anticipated fencing project at Upper Campus is a significant milestone to our team, reflecting months of dedication, collaboration, and hard work. It means enhanced security, a well-defined perimeter, and a safer environment for students, staff, and visitors. For us, this accomplishment goes beyond the physical structure. It symbolizes our commitment to improving the campus facilities and create a space where everyone feels secure and supported. It's a moment of pride and a testament to what we can do working together.
And that was the facilities manager, Daryl Ito. And on our feature segment of this evening's news, we focus on a young fisher. Akeem Alexander of Maho was recently named Young Fisher of the Year by the Ministry of Agriculture. He says fishing has been his career after he dropped out from school. Young Fisher of the Year, Akeem Alexander, is our feature on the evening news.
Now, a little while now, since I'm young, you know, I fishing. My father is a fisherman, my uncle is fisherman, everybody, like, my family is fishing. You understand me? And I raised up by the bay, and it's like that does push me to that, man.
And when we speak about fishing, on what level do you fish? Do you conduct fishing in the Maho area?
I just fish whole week, Sunday to Sunday. Fishing is my living. It's that I do in. Oh no, I have my own boat. Now I was fishing on my uncle's boat. My uncle had, since I left school. Like I didn't leave school, I drop out, you understand me? Yeah, and since I drop out, my uncle ended up building a boat for me. And now, like I work it for a little while now, and after I end up buying my own.
So obviously you're doing well from fishing.
Yeah.
And what do you want to say to other young fishermen, or those who are not really fishing and they're probably looking at fishing as a career? What would you say to them?
Well, what I can say to them now is like, don't give up, just stay. Like, just, stick to what they're doing, take it serious, you understand me?
The fact that you have your own boat right now, how has that assisted your fishing career?
Well, it's like, things better now. Sometimes whole week I go in, I do in nothing. But I doesn't give up, you understand me? It's just that thing, you don't have to, steady. You don't know when them fish go and pull it. So I don't give up every day at it. Yeah, living, that is what I do.
And how do you feel about this award that you received from the Ministry of Agriculture? How do you feel about this award?
Well, me, well, I'm thankful for that. I wasn't expecting that. Honestly, I get a call. Fisheries tell me like I win an award, whatever. I was like, what? Surprise, I tell you. Well, that is going to push me more. Yeah, push me more to go deeper in it now.
And that was Young Fisher of the Year, Akeem Alexander, taking us to the end of this evening's featured segment, A National Focus. Up next is news from the region and international.
Here's a fun fact. In just 29 seconds, you can say goodbye to paper bills forever. Seriously, in 29 seconds. That's less time than this ad. Head over to discoverflow.co or visit us in-store and update your contact information now. By October 1st, your bills will be digital, easy to access, secure, and hassle-free. So what are you waiting for? This ad still has 2 seconds left, and you could have already gone paperless.
DBS News.
And welcome back. First off, a chairman of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Tobago Division, is calling for its continuation of the state of emergency. Speaking to Guardian Media, Curtis Williams said that there are ongoing security concerns and the need to tackle deeper issues in crime. Williams said police may need more time to conclude their investigations and corner high-level criminals and dismantle organized gang groups. Despite the state of emergency implementations, Williams pointed to persistent violent incidents, including Tobago's first recorded murder for the year, which was a child. He described the case as alarming and hopes the state of emergency can deal with gangs recruiting minors. Internationally, the terms of a deal between Israel and Hamas for a ceasefire in Gaza and the release of hostages are being finalized. It comes as U.S. President Joe Biden said a deal was on the brink of coming to fruition and that his administration was working urgently on the matter. An Israel official also told the news agency Reuters that negotiations are in advanced stages with a deal possible in hours, days, or even more. Israel's Foreign Minister Gideon Saar says progress had been made and that the deal looked much better than previously. But the latest developments come as Netanyahu faces fierce opposition to a potential deal from within his government coalition. And this brings us to the end of this evening's news. Up next is sports.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
And welcome to your DBS Evening Sports Report for today, Monday, 13th of January. First off, we go to Joseph Fado for the latest in some volleyball action.
Well, actually, Hassan Robinson, it's netball. 2 matches were played in the sports division organized secondary schools under 16 netball championships at the grounds of the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School. In the first encounter, the Portsmouth Secondary School won over the Northeast Comprehensive B 41-1. Shooting for Portsmouth Secondary School, Stacey Henry, 25 from 35 attempts, Jewel Benjamin 13 from 22 attempts, and Talitha Stewart 6 from 8 attempts. Shooting for the Northeast Comprehensive B, Ronika Edwards scored the lone shot. In the second encounter, the Northeast Comprehensive A won over the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School 14-7. Shooting for the Northeast Comprehensive A, Dari Samuel 8 from 13 attempts and Daniqua Harriet 6 from 9 attempts. Shooting for Isaiah Thomas Secondary School, Tayana Marshall 3 from 11 attempts, Jesslyn Albertus 2 from 3 attempts, and Kervaya John contributed 2. Hassan, it's back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Joseph Fado, for that update on the latest in that netball action. Certainly sounds interesting here. Into some volleyball action, the Sports Evening News. Club 1 has taken the men's Bollarama title as the KFC National Volleyball Competition got underway at the Massac Indoor Facility on Sunday. Club 1 defeated R and D 1 15-11, 11-15, 15-11 in the finals. Earlier, Club 1 won over KFC Vets with 18-16, 13-15, and 9-15. In the women's finals, Acers beat Club 1 15-8, 16-14, and to win the women's title. Earlier, Acers beat Zebians 15-6 and 15-8. Meantime, the 2025 KFC National Volleyball League opened at the Massac Indoor Facility on Sunday. President of the Dominic Amateur Basketball Association, Albert Loblack, told the teams on parade that they would be required to exercise sportsmanship during the season.
It is with great excitement and pride that we gather here today to celebrate not only the start of a thrilling volleyball season, but also the incredible spirit of sportsmanship, teamwork, and excellence that this league represents. First, I want to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our sponsor, KFC. Your unwavering support for this league has not only elevated the game, but has also empowered athletes from across the nation to reach new heights. Your commitment to fostering talent and bringing communities together through sports is truly commendable. To our players, this league exists because of your passion, hard work, and determination. Each of you has put in countless hours of training, and today, you stand here ready to inspire us all with your skills and resilience. Whether this is your first match or another chapter in your decorated career, you are the heart and soul of this league. To the coaches, officials, and support staff, thank you for the countless contributions you make behind the scenes. Your expertise and dedication play a pivotal role in shaping the success of this competition. And of course to the fans, your energy, enthusiasm, and love for the game are what truly make this league special. It is not just about winning, it's about friendship formed, the lessons learned, and the unforgettable moments that remind us why we love this beautiful game. As we kick off this 24-25 season, let us remember that volleyball is more than just a sport. It is a unifying force that transcends boundaries and brings us together as one family. So let us embrace the competition and celebrate the talent, and above all, enjoy every moment of this incredible journey.
And that was the president of the Dominica Amateur Volleyball Association, Albert Loblack. Meantime, acting sports coordinator Edmund O'Dane said the National League is opening at a time when Dominica has enjoyed success at regional competitions.
This event marks another exciting chapter in the growth and development of volleyball in our country. And I would like to take a moment to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the National Volleyball Association on what has truly been a remarkable year. In 2024, our volleyball community achieved some significant milestones we should be very proud of. First and foremost, I'd like to congratulate the Dominica team for their exceptional performance in the male under-21 beach volleyball category. Additionally, the senior men's team demonstrated their dedication and skill by finishing second place at the OECS Indoor Championship, an achievement that highlights strength and talent within our national volleyball program. Moreover, I want to commend the Volleyball Association for organizing a highly successful coaching program made possible through the expertise of a foreign coach. This program has been invaluable in further developing the technical skills of our players and coaches alike, and we are excited to see the lasting impact it will have on the sport in our nation.
Acting sports coordinator Edmund O'Dane. The National League is sponsored by KFC.
It is a part of our corporate social mission to support positive avenues within the communities where our customers reside, from educational ventures, cultural activities, and sports endeavors. The DAVA has proven time and time again their dedication to the positive development of not only sports, but also the attitudes of its membership. Sports is important not only for one's well-being, but these such spaces allow our youth to use their time wisely, grow a passion outside of the technical and academic fields, and foster quality life skills ranging from discipline to sportsmanship, teamwork, and leadership. As a major sponsor, we at KFC are excited to align with the Dominica Amateur Volleyball Association once again. As the 2024-2025 KFC National Volleyball League begins, we hope that all of our volleyball players take this opportunity to improve their skills and grow within the sporting community. Remember that it's not just about winning. It is also about learning to collaborate with one another and sharpening your skills. Every successful sports team is grounded on players who can operate like a well-oiled machine.
And that was e-commerce and marketing officer of KFC, Jade Lindsay. And 5 matches were played on Friday in the sports division's secondary schools football competition. There was a doubleheader in Newtown in the 13 and under, with St. Mary's Academy defeating Northeast Comprehensive 5-3. In games 2 in the under 17 division, Goodwill Secondary School got the better of St. Mary's Academy 3-1. And at Benjamin's Park in Portsmouth in the under 17 division, Dominica Grammar School defeated Portsmouth Secondary School 3-0. In the results of the doubleheader in Dubla between Pierre Charles Secondary and Isaiah Thomas Secondary in the 13 and under division, and the Castle Bruce Secondary and Dominica Community High High School, as well as Orion Academy combined in the under-17 division. That details will be given in a subsequent sportscast. Still in summer evening sports here, the 4-day match between West Indies and Pakistan, Shaheen's teams ended in a draw on Sunday. Scores in the match, West Indies 346 for 8 declared and 177 for 5 declared. Alec Athanaze 98 and 58, Tevin Imlak 57, Pakistan's Shaheen team 212 for 9 declared and 128 for 2. Jamel Warrican 2 for 23. And finally in sports this evening here, only one game was played in the Dominica Football Association's Women's Premier League on Sunday at the DFA's Technical Center. The Kalinago Warriors and Roosevelt Tuskegee Bombers played to a 1-all draw. Sheena Tulloch gave Kalina Warriors the lead in the first half. In the second half of play, several attempts by Lee Mayer Ford were unsuccessful until the 81st minute when Rosalina Paul equalized for 1-all draw. Well, this brings us to the end of this evening's news and sports. A special thanks to the DBS News and Sports team and Link personnel, DJ Halo Boy.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe, and Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets, PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
DBS Radio gives you top quality service over any other for live streaming of funerals. Call us today at 448-3282.
Good evening and welcome to the evening edition of the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. It is the 13th day of January 2025. We begin with the evening edition of the DBS Radio death announcements on the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. We announced the death of Randolph Vernon Deja, better known as Champy, age 78 of Trafalgar. He died on Friday, the 27th of December 2024. He was the husband of Maria Deja. He was the father of Anthony Randolph Jr. and Felder Deja. He will also be remembered by his grandchildren, Elton, Odessa, Otis, and Josiah Deja. Daughter-in-law, Yvonne James Deja. Sisters, Rita Gordon, Gwendolyn Deja, and Ruthin Deja. Brother, Vivian Deja. Sisters-in-law, Elizabeth, Catherine, Olive, Olivia, Christina, Jennifer, and Lucia. Brothers-in-law, Georges Daniel. Nieces, Nurse Eva Deja Vigilant, Avis Deja Edwards, Verna Deja Frederick, Avanel Williams Hodge, Juliana Deja, Joan Daway Bellot, Marlene Daway Bergins, and Vanessa Isles. Nephews, Colin Telemark, Yvonne and Alvin Deja, and Julian Isles Jr. 14 grandnieces and 18 grandnephews. Nieces and nephews-in-law, Glenfield Telemark, Curtis Vigilant, Kent Edwards, Janice Deja, Al Hodge, Arthur Bellot, Craig Bergins, and Lynn. Godchildren, Hezron Deja, Judy Hector, and Julian Isles Jr. Numerous great-grand-nieces and nephews, numerous cousins including Clayton Balthazar and family, Euthely, Ralph and Cecil Deja, Anthony Charles, the Morancy and Rolfe family in Trafalgar, and the Deja family of Mont Prosper. Caregivers and close friend Clement Henry. Close other friends including Alan and Alfred Toussaint, Jeffrey Lando, Melanie and Maria George, Clem Charles, Bernard Kiwi Thomas, Decima O'Brien, Jeff and Athleen Douglas Murdoch, Cuthbert Hector, Avanel and Nora Carbon, Talisa George, Regist, Honorable Dr. Irvin McIntyre, Nurse Rhoda Etienne George, Nurse Triffa Prosper, Nurse Winston and Nurse Davis, Jeffrey, Cuthbert and Ann John Baptist, Hilda Anthony, Gregor and Sandra Nassif, Terry Victor, Bennett Moses, and the management and staff of Domlec and the entire community of Trafalgar, and many other relatives and friends, names too numerous to mention. The body of the late Randolph Vernon Deja, better known as Champy of Trafalgar, will be viewed at 2 p.m. at the St. Gerard's Catholic Chapel in Roseau on Tuesday, the 14th of January, 2025. The funeral service begins at 2:30 p.m. and will be followed by interment at the Roseau Catholic Cemetery. The management and staff of the nation station DBS Radio extends deepest condolences to the family of the late Randolph Vernon Deja, better known as Champy of Trafalgar.
And now, your Community Bulletin Board.
Let's now present to you this evening's edition of the general announcements on the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. The WASCO informs the general public that they will be carrying out excavation works along a section of the public road in Egliston at the intersection next to the new government apartments to facilitate a water connection on Tuesday, January 14, between the hours of 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Vehicle owners are asked to keep the road clear during the said works. Motorists and pedestrians are asked to exercise caution. The WASCO regrets any inconvenience that may be caused and thanks customers and the general public for your understanding. The WASCO informs customers in Egliston and Reigate that their water supply will be interrupted on Tuesday, the 14th of January, between the hours of 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. to facilitate a water connection to the new government apartments in Egliston. The WASCO regrets any inconvenience that may be caused and thanks customers and the general public for their understanding. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Blue and Green Economy wishes to advise residents of the following areas that baiting for the control of the spread of the giant African snail will be undertaken on the specific days and times. Tomorrow, Tuesday, January 14, for Stock Farm, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and Wednesday, January 15th, Paybush, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Residents are advised to keep all pets and domestic animals away from the areas being baited up to 2 weeks thereafter. Those in the immediate vicinity are also asked to stay indoors and to keep windows and doors closed while the activity is in progress. Meantime, residents of areas where there have been sightings of the giant African snail, Cuba tree frog, or any other invasive species are asked to contact the Division of Agriculture at telephone numbers 266-3807, 266-3828, or speak with an extension officer or other frontline officers of the division before attempting to remove or capture them. We've come to the end of the general announcements. We have this item of What's On.
Do you remember when Pan was king? Well, the Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development and the Cultural Division presents Pan in the City Street Jump Up in memory of the late Wilfred Poncho John Baptist, Edward Andre, and Alan John Baptist on Friday, January 24th, 2024 at 6 p.m. on the Bayfront. There'll be guest performances by Pan in Harmony, Pussy Culture, And guess what? Quan, Little Boy, Shelly will be there, backed up by Stilpen. It's Pan in the City, Street Jump Up. Let's relive the memories of the good old Pan music.
I've come to the end of this evening's edition of the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. Thank you very much for joining us. The next edition is tomorrow morning from 6:10 a.m. with the morning edition of the DBS Radio Death Announcements, and approximately 7:40 with the DBS Radio General Announcements and What's On. Don't forget to hear your announcements on DBS Radio, the nation station. Come into the Sales and Marketing Team's office Mondays through Fridays between the hours of 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Also, give us a call, 448-3282. 448-3283, same times and as mentioned, except holidays. 7 o'clock in about 20 or so minutes time, we're scheduled for the first program of the year, Standards in the Spotlight, right here on DBS Radio.
Everyone sees your glory, but no one knows your story. Spotlight's glow, they all admire a life of triumph rising higher. But they can't see the battles fought, the struggles faced and the lessons taught. In this spotlight's gleam, they all applaud a life of all things money afford. But beneath the surface of battle roars, the struggles faced behind closed doors. Through sleepless nights and tears that fell, fighting darkness, conquering hell. All the dreams I hold, I chose to fight. In the name of Christ, I found my might. Alright, everyone sees your glory, but no one knows your story. Through trials and storms, I held my ground, rising higher wearing your crown. Through every test, my heart beats strong. Christ's glory shines and forever lives on. Everyone sees your glory, but no one knows your story. In every step, your grace I have found. In your love, my faith is bound. With each sunrise, a brand new morn. In your light, I am now reborn, reborn. In the face of doubt, I held your grace. No mountain too high, no challenge can face. The doubters whispered they couldn't see. The unwavering faith is what set me free. Through shattered dreams and heartaches call, you were my legs to stand up tall. In every fall, I learned to rise. Within your spirit, my greatness lies. In the darkest hours, your lights will beam, guiding my path like a timeless dream. In your love's embrace, I found my way. With you by my side, I will never stray. No way. Everyone sees your glory, but no one knows your story. In the darkest night, you are my guide. With your loving pride, I stride. Through the storms, we'll walk hand in hand. In your bosom, I firmly stand. Everyone sees your glory, but no one knows your story. In your light, my heart will expand. In your grace is my promised land. With each step, I will not falter. In your love, I'll find my shelter.